The sun rose golden over a world gleaming on the outside and rotting within. Laughter rang out from the marketplaces. Flutes played in the gardens of kings. But in the shadows, cruelty, bloodshed, and the stench of pride filled the air. God saw it all. Every lie, every blow, every betrayal. "I regret that I made them," he whispered, not in anger but in sorrow. Yet amidst the noise there was a quiet homestead. Wooden walls, a humble altar, and a man on his knees. Noah. His hands were rough from labor, but his heart was soft. He walked with God, not in perfection, but in pursuit. And that day, God spoke. "Noah," came the voice, not in thunder, but clarity. "The end of all flesh has come before me. Make for yourself an ark of gopher wood." Noah's eyes widened. An ark? Yes. A vessel of salvation, for judgment is coming. He trembled, not from fear of rain, but of being the only one to believe. And still he obeyed. The forest echoed with the rhythm of obedience. Hammer against nail, axe against bark, prayers whispered beneath breath. Each beam was laid with sweat, each plank soaked in ridicule. Children laughed as they passed the site. Merchants scoffed. Elders shook their heads. "Building a boat, Noah?" they jeered. "The skies are clear." "It's never even rained," one scoffed. "You've lost your mind," muttered another. But Noah built on. His sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, stood beside him, uncertain but loyal. His wife watched from the house, her eyes full of quiet courage. "Why do you keep going, husband?" she once asked. "Because he spoke," Noah replied, "and I'd rather be a fool in the eyes of men than unfaithful in the eyes of God." And for 120 years he built. Through heat and storm, doubt and laughter, he built. Until the sky began to change. It began with a stillness. The winds hushed. The animals grew quiet. The earth seemed to hold its breath. Then, like a divine whisper echoing through creation, they came. 2 by 2, lions and lambs, owls and oxen, wolves walking beside deer. Creatures once at odds now moved in harmony. From mountain dens and jungle trails, they marched toward the ark, drawn not by instinct but invitation. People gathered, eyes wide with wonder and unease. What magic is this? What kind of man commands beasts? But Noah simply opened the doors. Inside the ark, straw rustled. Water troughs were filled. Lanterns glowed. Outside, the last warnings were given. "Turn," Noah pleaded. "Repent, the door is still open." But they laughed until the sky growled. A single raindrop. It kissed the dust gently. Then another and another. The people paused, then chuckled. Then it poured. The sky opened like a dam, and the earth cracked as fountains burst from below. Thunder roared. Trees bent, roofs collapsed, and then the door of the ark shut. Not by Noah's hand, but by God's. Inside, the family trembled in the dim light. Outside, panic. Men banged on the door. Mothers cried. Fathers screamed for their children. But the door did not open. Noah held his wife, tears tracing the lines of his weathered face. He had warned them. For a lifetime, he had warned them. Now, all he could do was weep. For 40 days, the rains did not stop. Mountains disappeared, cities sank. The world that was vanished. Inside the ark, silence, except for the groans of the wood, the whispers of prayer, the breath of sleeping animals. They waited. And when the rain ceased, they waited still, until a raven soared, then a dove, and when the dove returned with a single olive leaf, Noah fell to his knees. Hope had survived the flood. The ark rested on Mount Ararat. And when Noah stepped out, the air was sweet again, the sky blue again. He built no city, he carved no throne, he built an altar. And God came close. Never again, he said, shall I flood the whole earth. This, and the clouds parted, revealing a bow of fire and color across the sky, is the sign of my covenant. And there, beneath a rainbow, a new world began. The flood washed the earth, but not the memory. Noah's legacy was not just an ark, but a life of faith in the unseen. In a world where rebellion was the norm, he chose obedience. In a time of corruption, he chose righteousness. In a flood of destruction, he chose to believe. And today, the ark still speaks. To the one building in silence. To the one mocked for their faith. To the one waiting for a promise to come true. Keep building, because one day the rain will fall. And when it does, may you be found faithful.